Kasen was about 5 months old. Brian and I noticed that there was something a little bit off about him. He was a real chubby little baby. His belly reminded me of a tight little bowling ball, but he wasn't growing. His condition is really rare. He started having seizures, and we did not know why. We rushed him to our local hospital, and they couldn't figure it out. So the next time he had a seizure, we took the ambulance and we went straight to Children's Hospital.
I've been there a lot, and they found out that I had GSD, so I had to be in the hospital for about 3 weeks.
When they found out how low the blood sugars were, they started calling in all the specialists from different rankings throughout the hospital, and finally we met Dr. Greenberg.
When I went into his room and first saw him, I knew immediately what he had, because that's my job as a metabolic specialist. And he had glycogen storage disease type 1. It's a very rare metabolic disorder because he cannot use his stores of glycogen that all of us can use when we sleep to release glucose into our bloodstreams to keep the blood sugar up.
The risk of the low blood sugar necessitates that the child does get a tube that is inserted into the stomach directly, through which we would supply a simple glucose.
We were up every hour, hour and a half giving him tube feeds because the cornstarch, he wasn't able to metabolize it in his tummy at that point. After a certain age, like 1.5 years, they can process the cornstarch, and it became a lot easier, where his feeds are now in between every 3.5 to 4 hours. And then we start checking his blood sugar like he's doing now.
You always run into the risks of the pump failure or the tube kinking and then no glucose is going in. So the child still is at risk for having a hypoglycemic episode or low blood sugar that could lead to seizures and other consequences.
I have to get checked, say about 6 to 7 times a day, and I get fed at least 3 times a day.
Kasen is a very ambitious little boy. He has a passion for sports. He is that kid where he's pretty much good at anything that he tries. He's made A1 hockey, he plays elite soccer, and he races motocross and snowmobiles. He never gives up. He's really hard on himself, kind of a perfectionist. He's just a normal kid, just with this glycogen storage disease. So.
He's a great kid to coach. So, you know, from an athlete perspective, he's no different than any other kid, and we don't treat him any differently. But he's got a huge heart. Just you can't coach that, right? They either have it or they don't. He's got it in spades. Children's Hospital it allows him to be a kid like everybody else.
What we hope to accomplish is actually to allow the child to not require to be fed through the gastrostomy tube or to be given the dextrose through the gastrostomy tube overnight. This will allow them the freedom to not have a tube connected to them through the night. This will make us avoid the risks of low blood sugar because of pump failure or other causes. This will allow the child the freedom to get out of the bed and go to the washroom. This will allow the freedom for the parents to sleep through the night.
Without donations, the research can't be done on children like him or any other child that has a different disease or any kind of condition that they're in the hospital for.
The donations help them because the kids there get presents like toys and all that.
We still need the support of a well-equipped place like the Children's Hospital, and doing such demonstration trials and research trials definitely need a lot of support.
The Children's Hospital is an amazing place to go to. They've saved his life, and I couldn't be more thankful to Dr. Manny and Dr. Greenberg. They're the best people that I know.
Thank you to the doctors, Dr. Manny and Dana, the dietitian, to keep me as healthy as possible. The Children's Hospital makes me feel the best that I possibly can.